Now, first and foremost, I do want to give a massive spoiler warning for this video. If you don't want to get spoiled, don't watch it. I personally really enjoyed the Elden Ring DLC. Out of its 10 Remembrance bosses, I enjoyed 7, and even though the enemy variety is pretty low, I can forgive that because it does have quite a few unique enemy encounters, like the knight with the frog tongue, or the Crucible Knight that turns into a centaur. It's cool, I like it. Now, with a release of this magnitude, obviously comes some sort of expectations for lore revelations, and it just doesn't feel like the DLC gives you that. It mainly just expands the main game mythos. It does bring some small revelations about America and adds a lot of things, but it doesn't really feel like it gives you that thing where you go, oh, now the entire main game just makes sense. Now I understand the message, the thing that it was going for. And now, I do have my theory about what Elden Ring was about and in what ways that DLC was trying to expand on it. Keep in mind that this is just my own theory, of course. You don't have to think that it's true. It's just what I felt while playing the game, and especially the DLC. So I wanted to share it, but if you think it's bullshit, then please tell me in the comments and let's just discuss it. Now, I also want to mention that some parts of this video are inspired by the video by Steve Gaming, which I think it does have some very interesting ideas in it, although I do also disagree on some parts, but you'll probably see that during the video. So the first thing that I want to mention, and that's probably already obvious to most people watching, is that the outer gods represent the ideologies of the people following them, right? Like Rani's god, the moon, represents the sort of scientific purity. Marika and her golden order represent religion, something like Christianity in real life, an old set of ideals. Midra and Shabriri represent the frenzied flame, which to me was always just giving up, throwing hands, saying I can't do this, I can't pick and choose. Let's just let chaos take the world, you know, it doesn't matter, none of it matters. And I do feel like most players, me included, will at some point realize that all of these options just suck. Like Rani's age is one of knowledge, but also one of cold loneliness, and the rejection of the truly mystical certainly seems kinda boring to me. Marika's age is one of clear defined rules, but also one that rejects anything that tries to be different or interesting. And the Frenzied Flame is just... Well, do I have to explain why the Frenzied Flame sucks actually? I feel like I don't have to do that. These certainly aren't all endings available to you, but I'm sure you'd agree that every ending of Elden Ring comes with massive disadvantages. And I do believe that this is very similar when compared to the way you need to choose an ideology in real life. I really don't want to get too deep into politics here, so let's just use an example as all this time. Good old democracy. As much as I like not being a slave, don't you know that feeling when looking upon a massive cathedral or the gigantic sculptures of ages long past that we might have missed our mark? That the fact that we don't have a leading authority that gets to make fast and simple decisions slows us down as a society? I think it's easy to say that democracy isn't perfect, but most sane individuals will eventually come to the conclusion that it is, despite that, the best option we have. And I think that this is what Elden Ring's message is supposed to be. You need to pick one of these middle ground, half-measure, almost solutions, and you have to be willing to suffer for it, to die for it an uncountable amount of times, because it is the best you've got. Knowing that, how does Miquella fit into all of this? To me, Miquella represents the horror of change. Imagine this. You have worked your ass off to create a new order, simply the best you've got, and now there is this new kid with new ideas that oppose everything you have fought for so far, and yet what he proposes seems so much better, so much purer than anything you believed in before. An age guided by compassion, not by soulless research or religion or no order at all, but by the bottomless potential within the human heart. After all you've been through, all you've done, you're supposed to accept that you were wrong the entire time? Well,
there is nothing more terrifying.
Lord Brother. At long last you are returned. aspiring lord of the old order, if you have known sin, if you grieve for this world, then yield the path forward to us. To I, Miquella, and my promised consort, Radahn.